Your Social Security check hits the account, $2,000, and before you even exhale, it's already gone. Rent, groceries, a prescription, maybe the electric bill if you're lucky. That's retirement in America in 2026. But here's what nobody tells you. Right now, 8 foreign governments are sitting at a table, fighting over your pension dollars. They have built legal programs, actual laws designed specifically to pull American retirees out of the US and into their borders. We're talking tax breaks, healthcare access, bill discounts, and visa programs that ask for almost nothing in return. Not a fantasy. Not a travel blog dream. Real law, real countries, real numbers. Today, we're walking through all 8, and some of these will genuinely surprise you. Panama has been running the most famous retiree program in the world for decades. It's called the Pensionado visa, and the requirement? $1,000 a month in Social Security or pension income. That's it. But here's where it gets interesting. The moment you qualify, Panamanian law gives you 25% off utility bills, 25% off airline tickets, and 50% off entertainment. By law, not a coupon, not a loyalty reward. The government wrote it in. Panama also uses the US dollar. No currency math. No conversion stress. Your bank works the same way it always has. The catch? Panama City humidity hits like a wall, and local bureaucracy moves slowly. But for $1,000 a month and a legally discounted life, most people say it's absolutely worth it. Safe, stunning, and surprisingly affordable if you know where to look. Portugal's D7 visa requires about $1,000 a month in passive income. Social Security counts. And once you're in, you get access to the Portuguese public healthcare system, which makes American Medicare look expensive. But here's the catch most people miss. Lisbon has gotten pricey. If you land in the capital expecting the old bargain, you'll be disappointed. Therefore, you need to look at the Silver Coast or the Algarve. Towns like Caldas da Rainha or Lagos, rents drop hard. The lifestyle doesn't. One of the safest countries on the planet, Western European infrastructure, and a coast that looks like it was designed to retire on. Portugal keeps showing up on these lists for a reason. Big American expat community, warm weather year-round, and a healthcare system that quietly outperforms what most Americans are paying 3 times the price for back home. Costa Rica's Pensionado program needs exactly $1,000 a month. Same threshold. But the real reason people move here is medical. The private hospital network, CIMA, specifically performs major surgeries at 70% less than US prices. Heart procedures, orthopedics, dental, all of it. The trade-off? Imported goods carry brutal taxes. American cars, electronics, anything shipped in gets expensive fast. But if you buy local and live local, the math works beautifully. English is widely spoken. The people are some of the warmest you will ever meet. And the cultural respect for older people here isn't marketing language. It's built into the way people actually live. The visa is called the SRRV, Special Resident Retirees Visa. It asks for $800 a month in pension income, plus a modest bank deposit. But this is the number that stops people cold. Full-time, live-in domestic and healthcare help costs under $300 a month. That is not a typo. For many retirees dealing with mobility or health challenges, that single fact changes everything. The honest catch: infrastructure outside the major cities can be rough. Power outages happen. But inside cities like Cebu or in established expat towns, daily life runs smoothly. This one costs more to get into. But look at what you're buying. Spain's non-lucrative visa requires around $2,400 a month in income. Higher bar. But you get first-world infrastructure, one of the best rail systems in the world, and a Mediterranean lifestyle that health researchers literally study for its longevity effects. Groceries and dining out cost roughly half of what you'd pay in the American Midwest. The streets are clean. The healthcare system is ranked among the best in Europe. The one thing you must know, if you spend more than 183 days a year in Spain, you become a Spanish tax resident. Your worldwide income gets taxed. Therefore, anyone considering Spain needs a tax plan before they pack a suitcase. Get that sorted first. Caribbean living, English as the official language, and sitting just south of Mexico's border for easy travel. Belize's QRP program, Qualified Retired Persons, asks for $2,000 a month in income. But here's the trade nobody talks about. 0% tax on any income earned outside of Belize. Every penny of your pension stays yours. Social Security, investment income, retirement distributions, Belize doesn't touch a cent of it. The honest downside, the local healthcare system is basic. Most expats fly to Mexico or back to the US for anything serious. So factor that into your budget. But as a tax-free base with a Caribbean backdrop and zero language barrier, Belize is quietly underrated. Specifically, Cuenca. And specifically because the weather there is described as permanent spring. No air conditioning needed. No central heating needed. The Andes Mountains create a climate that sits around 65 to 70 degrees nearly every day of the year. Ecuador's pensioner visa requires $13.50 a month. And for that, a fully modern luxury apartment in Cuenca's historic center runs under $600 a month. There are people living there right now, in beautiful apartments, spending less on housing than most Americans spend on car insurance. The real warning, high altitude is a serious consideration. For retirees with heart or respiratory conditions, Cuenca sits at over 8,000 feet. Talk to your doctor before you book a flight. Most people still have to Google where this is. That's exactly why it made this list. Albania sits on the Adriatic and Ionian Seas. Turquoise water, cliffs, a coastline that looks like the Greek islands at a fraction of the price. You can take a 30-minute ferry from Saranda straight to Corfu. The retirement resident permit requires about $1,000 a month. But a new law recently passed that makes it even more interesting. Foreign pensioners in Albania pay 0% income tax on their pensions. The honest catch, outside the capital Tirana, infrastructure is still developing. Healthcare is limited in rural areas. But as an affordable, visa-friendly, tax-free Mediterranean base that almost nobody has discovered yet, Albania is the sleeper pick on this entire list. Here's the real story. 8 governments around the world looked at what retirement in America has become, and they made a decision. They want those Social Security dollars. They want those pension checks flowing into their economies. And they built legal programs to make it happen. Staying in financial stress is not your only option. It is a choice. And right now, 8 countries are offering you a different one. Which of these 8 would you actually consider? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. Subscribe to Life After Retirement. Next video, we're breaking down exactly how to move your money overseas legally without the IRS taking a cut. Don't miss it.